Good morning, friends and family of friends. Happy Wednesday the 25th, everyone. Hump day again. Wow, we are just flying through this month. We're less than a week away from April and April Fool's Day shenanigans. Should be interesting this year for sure. We are still at Zion, Utah, and we'll talk a little bit more about that a little later. Sunrise will be at 6:50 this morning, and sunset will be at 7:13, giving us 12 hours and 23 minutes of daylight today. Presently, it's 35 degrees outside, give or take a little bit depending on exactly where you live. We are going to have a mostly cloudy day today, with little chance of seeing the sun this afternoon as clouds really fill in. Highs are expected to reach the upper 50s though. We might see a little bit of rain this afternoon or early this evening. Winds will be out of the south to southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour, so could be better, but could be a whole lot worse. Alright, let's move on to our birthdays from our family of friends celebrating birthdays today. Happy birthday, Ashley Elizabeth, Christine Johnson, Tim Hare, Ash Eliza, David Wheaton, Shelley Weber Shettal, Peter Miller, and last but certainly not least, David Dick. Our celebrity birthday shout out starts with an Emmy and Golden Globe nominated actor best recognized for his performance in the ABC Pushing Daisies. He also played Ronan in the 2014 film Guardians of the Galaxy. Lee Pace turns 41 today. Our next celebrity won 3 Screen Actor Guild Awards, 4 Golden Globe Awards, and 2 Emmy Awards for her role as Carrie Bradshaw on Sex and the City. Her film credits include Hocus Pocus, Ed Wood, and Failure to Launch. She also appeared in a stage production of How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. Sarah Jessica Parker turns 55 today. Our next celebrity is a rock and roll legend who has sold over 250 million albums in a career that has spanned over 50 years. He is best known for such hit songs as Rocket Man, Tiny Dancer, Benny and the Jets, and Candle in the Wind. In 2019, they released the film Rocket Man based on his life. Elton John turns 73 today. And our last celebrity shout out is for a music legend who passed on a couple years ago. She was known as the Queen of Soul. She released the immortal hits You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman and Respect. She won more than 15 Grammy Awards, one of which was due to her 75 million record sales. Aretha Franklin was born on this date in 1942 and lived to the age of 76 before moving on to the big concert hall in the sky back in 2018. Alright, let's move on to some history here. On this day, in 1863, 6 Union soldiers become the first recipients of the U.S. Medal of Honor. In 1862, Union soldiers steal a passenger train and take it from Atlanta, Georgia to Chattanooga, Tennessee, damaging the railway tracks, bridges, and telegraph lines along the way. They were pursued by Confederate troops, first on foot, then by handcar, and eventually by train. The raiders eventually ran out of wood for the steam engine and had to abandon the train, where they tried to escape on foot. The leader of the raid, civilian Scott James J. Andrews, and his men were eventually captured. 8 of the men, including Andrews, were hanged. 6 of the soldiers became the first to receive the U.S. Medal of Honor. However, Andrews was not eligible since he was a civilian. A side note, the raid became known as the Great Locomotive Chase and was made into a 1956 Disney film of the same name. On today's date in 1939, Billboard magazine introduced a new chart called the Hillbilly Music Chart. The term country music did not begin to be used until the late 1940s, when the earlier term hillbilly music was deemed as degrading to the style of music. On today's date in 1993, the 60-year-old founder of the Wendy's hamburger chain and high school dropout, Dave Thomas, passes his General Education Development Exam, his GED. He was then awarded an honorary diploma by a Florida high school who did vote him most likely to succeed. And it was a year ago today that Apple introduced the new TV streaming platform, Apple TV+, the news service, Apple News Plus, and the Apple credit card. Goodbye cable and satellite TV, and hello streaming services. Belle and I just cut our ties to the cable and satellite this month, at a savings of about $150 a month, we figure, and we're actually gonna get more of what we want to see. So win-win. Times are changing. All right, moving on to our comedy corner. Why are teddy bears never hungry? Because they're always stuffed. Today is National Lobster Newburgh Day, National Medal of Honor Day, National Token Reading Day, National Manatee Appreciation Day, and National Little Red Wagon Day. Today's morning motivational is a simple but undeniable truth. Difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. Speaking of beautiful destinations, this week we are at Zion National Park. It could be called Heaven on Earth, a red rock wonderland created by wind, water, and snow. Mormon pioneers arriving in this area in the 1860s were so overwhelmed by the natural beauty of the Zion Canyon and its surroundings that they named it after the Old Testament name for the city of Jerusalem. The park's ecosystem supports about 800 native plant species, including more flowers than anywhere else in Utah. With more than 80% of the park designated as wilderness area, it doesn't take more than a few strides from a visitor parking lot to pass into breathtaking absolute nature. It's just beautiful. Zion Canyon is epic, but the entire park is full of off-the-beaten-path adventures and hidden gems. The park revolves around Zion Canyon, which is a 15-mile long and almost 3,000 foot deep stretch. It also includes much of the surrounding terrain, landscapes that range from desert to high-altitude forests, sprawling across the plateaus above the canyon. It is laced with many popular trails, from easy hikes, including Emerald Pools, 2.2 miles, to strenuous uphill slogs that lead to Angel's Landing, Hidden Canyon, and Observation Point. Backpackers can trek the Western Rim Trail, 14.2 miles, across the Wilderness Horse Pasture Plateau to Lava Point, where another trail connects to Colbo Canyons in the far north. After making the transition from tilling to tourism over the past century, the old riverside town of Springdale is the park's primary gateway. The main drag, which is Highway 9, is flanked by heaps of hotels, restaurants, and art galleries, and shops, as well as outfitters that arrange adventure activities in and around the park area. Choose between rock climbing and rappelling, helicopter rides to 4x4 tours, guided hikes along the Narrows, and the tubing in the Virginia River downstream from the park. There's really something for everyone. This truly is an awesome destination that can be a fun adventure for the entire family. Speaking of that, some of the family was actually there last week. You may have noticed that we slipped in a couple pictures from their trip. As usual, Belinda and I hope that you enjoyed this journey to Zion, Utah, and back in time. We appreciate the time that you spend with us each and every day. Our goal is to offer a mix of entertainment and education in each and every one of our Morning Minute posts. After all, knowledge is power, and we love to share what we come across. We hope you are enjoying the experience. Please continue to like, follow, and share us with your friends and family. As usual, we love to tell you guys and remind you, thanks again for your time, and make it an awesome day. You do have the power. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks again.